The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, the weather, the big focus tonight. How will your area face this weekend? Meteorologist Wayne Neely joins me. Also tonight, North Eleuthera MP Sylvanus Petty officially throws his hat in the ring. The North Eleuthera MP launched last evening. We take a look. Also coming up in Week in Review Fridays, Adrian White says the F&M plans on building some 2,000 homes per year during its term in office if elected. We look at that as well. And later this evening, the Royal Bahamas Police Force on its Family Fun Day. It's all straight ahead tonight. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you join us this evening. Well, the weather is the big story tonight. Of course, all weekend long, you've seen the forecast, you've seen the modules, you've seen obviously that there is a weather system that's threatening the southern Bahamas and really, according to meteorologists, has the potential to threaten the entire islands in the way of winds and rain. Well, we're going to find out exactly how much because we know most, if not all of our islands are prone to flooding. And so this is what they're also predicting, that it's a heavy rainmaker and that Bahamians, each of us must obviously mind our steps this weekend. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, meteorologist Wayne Neely. It's great to have you here. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for being here this evening.
Good evening, Shadiq, and good evening, Bahamas. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you, Wayne. Let's just talk about this system. Where is it? And then how does this weekend look?
Presently, right now, it's interacting with the mountains of Dominican Republic and Haiti. And it's also getting some wind shear. So right now, it's a bit unorganized now. But all the models have it as it comes off the Dominican Republic and Haiti, the coast of Haiti and Dominican Republic, it will start to get strengthened somewhat a bit. The models have it given for 4 to 6 inches of rainfall in the Northwest Bahamas, Northwest and Central Bahamas, and 2 to 4 inches in the Southeast Bahamas, and with the isolated amounts up
how many inches in the Northwest?
4 to 6 inches with isolated amounts up to 8 to 10 inches. So that's a lot of rainfall. And mind you, Shanique, you must be reminded that for the last 2 weeks we've been having a lot of rainfall.
We have been, so the ground is
saturated. Very saturated, so it's going to be a flood event. So you look out for severe flooding in low-lying areas, especially this weekend.
And don't be out walking about if you don't necessarily have to, or even driving for that matter.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, that's really important. So we must expect, starting from when, by the way?
From tonight, the Southeast Bahamas should start experiencing that storm from tonight as it comes off the coast. It's right now, it's very disorganized now, but as it comes off the coast and ends the Bahamas in that warm waters, you have warm waters of about 30 degrees Celsius or higher, which is about 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which is significantly above the threshold level of 26.5 Celsius or 80 Fahrenheit. So it means you're going to have warm waters. And so most of the models have it forecasting strengthening as it comes off the coast, and as it gets into the Northwest Bahamas, they expect it could even become possible from tropical storm to even a low category 1 hurricane.
But Wayne, the Bahamas don't want to hear you call that word or say that. No. But it has the potential of strengthening.
Yes.
We were very happy, even though it's a lot of flooding even now, but we are happy for the rain because we feel as though it cools the ground.
Yes.
But you're saying because the waters are still warm, it has the potential.
Moisture, there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. It's going to be a rainmaker event. It's more a rainmaker event than a wind event for this storm. And so we advise you to pay close attention, especially if you in low-lying areas. Make sure to protect yourself during the rainfall events.
Yeah.
And you could also get isolated amount of thunderstorms and even possibility of tornadic activity.
So
as well.
that's a possibility
Strong
now.
gusty winds, yes.
Yeah, tornadic act. And so it's a wind, a
It's more,
lot of wind in the
rainy
storm.
wind. It's more a rainy wind than a windy wind for the system, I think.
Yes. Now you gave obviously cautionary advice to all of us from southern Bahamas all the way to here in the
Yes.
Northwest. If you perhaps have any more tips that we can use this weekend.
Well, if you live in a low area with low lying, make sure protect your property. And I see a lot of cars. They try and doing flooded streets. They try to go through waters that not sure of the depth. Please, there's areas that you know that are prone to flooding. Avoid those areas as much as possible.
I agree. It's frightening even if you are driving and maybe an
Yes.
SUV.
Yes.
It's frightening to drive
And
through.
It's not this is the peak of the hurricane activity. So the peak of September 10th. This is the peak of hurricane activity. So there's more systems out there, and there's possibly Bahamas being influenced by another storm as well. So don't let your guards down.
Also, Wayne,
Last
I
one
want you
time.
to stress that even though this is a tropical depression, tropical storm type weather event, not to discount it and take it for granted.
No, and that's where you find a lot of fatalities occurring when people underestimate the storms. Never bet against Mother Nature. Mother Nature will always win. So never underestimate the impact of these storms, the rainfall event, the wind, even the winds as well. It's never underestimate those because those could be your detriment.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Meteorologist Dwayne Neely, talking about that weather system that's out there, the potential of strengthening. By tonight, the Southeast Bahamas can begin feeling
They
it.
should start be under the gun by tonight. By tomorrow afternoon, the Northwest and Central Bahamas should start to feel the effects of that storm, whether with rain and some increase in wind speeds.
Now let's talk about by Monday or late Sunday. Is the system going to be out of our area?
Not completely, but by Monday afternoon, Monday night, it should be out of the area.
Okay. Once again, it's a heavy rainmaker, you all. We've been having rains, as you all see now, for the past few weeks, so you know. And if you drive through certain areas, even now, I mean, it's a river. So if you don't need to be
Ground is
moving
already
about,
saturated, so there's no place for the water to go.
for the water to go, but
the flood.
That's it. And so again, be very smart, be wise, stay at home if at all necessary. Otherwise, certainly, of course, move about very, very cautiously. Thank you once again, Meteorologist Dwayne Neely, for that weather update. It's something we will continue monitoring throughout the weekend. And so certainly, of course, stay tuned to all of the official channels to get the latest update on this weather system. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
Ever feel like you're missing your own life because you're constantly running off to the bathroom? Do bladder leaks or pelvic discomfort have you up at night and affect your confidence in everyday life? Those days are over. At Frequency Vitality Center, we offer a solution. Completely painless, fully clothed with no downtime. Perfect for men and women of any age, we help strengthen the pelvic floor muscles while you sit comfortably, improving bladder control, decreasing night waking, and much more. Strengthen your foundation and restore your confidence.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast, your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Crack the code and win $1 million.
Beyond the Headlines is now introducing powerful TV advertising opportunities made just for you. Choose our television ad package, 20 30-second ads for $2,000 or 20 60-second ads for $2,500 plus VAT. Prefer flexibility? Go a la carte. Just $150 for a 30-second ad or $200 for a 60-second ad. Step into the spotlight with our interview package. One 15-minute interview for $500 or 4 for $15 per month. Or bring Beyond the Headlines directly to you with our live on location package, only $2,600 plus VAT. For more information, contact our sales agent at 242-466-6173.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's always good to have you all tuned in. Of course, you all pay attention to what we talked about just a few minutes ago in the first segment, and that's the weather system that's threatening this weekend. But we're going to get into, well, you know what, Leslie, since, you know, let's just, I told Wayne, I said, Wayne, people are still traumatized. Even here in New Providence, where we didn't get the brunt of Dorian, we had flooding. I mean, I was stalled out even and had to come out in knee-deep water, and that was traumatizing. I want to bring Leslie Miller and Glenroy Pratt in very quickly. We can start right there in what you all have been noticing in terms of just the flooding already, because we've been having, man, it's been several weeks now of rain, and so the streets are flooded, a lot of neighborhoods are flooded, and then of course this weather system this weekend. Good evening to both of you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Just your thoughts about this weather system and the fact that it's a rainmaker. We know that freaky weather we had, I think it was last Friday or the Friday before that, with the tornadic activity, and now this.
Yeah. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff. I mean, as stated before, the grounds are very saturated, and just riding through certain communities, you see a couple inches above the tire, or just like, midways in the tire. That's not going to be a good thing. And the thing is, with such water being settled as it is now, with additional water being added, that water is going to sit around for a period of time, which also create these other scenarios where you have mosquitoes and all this other stuff, all these bugs and spiders and centipede and everything crawling. So it's not really a good thing.
No, I'm extremely concerned about those low-lying areas in New Providence. When you think of South Beach on the area next door that's always flooded.
Pinewood,
I mean, it's been flooded now, about 50 years now. I mean, when are they going to get a break?
Wow.
The minister indicated there's a new system they want to put in. My question had always been, who should be responsible for that system? Should it be the developers, or should it be the Bahamian people? Because it costs a hell of a lot of money, $50 million.
Wow.
It's a terrible thing, because we have a lot of water in the streets now. Been rough. I could just imagine what those people in some of the family is going to go through, as the meteorologists indicated to us. You can only pray to God that the weather sustains itself and move on. And we hope you don't get a hurricane this season, eh? They said 2 is traveling. I don't know which. I think 2 is traveling now.
Yeah.
But the country is very difficult for us to bear any more load with the high cost of living right now, with the hell that people are catching with the rental units and what have you. The country is under stress. It's under stress, and we don't need another problems with water flooding these people's houses. Just bought the furniture that cost you $2,000.
Wow.
You can pay back $6,000, then you got to go buy them again, because insurance ain't gonna pay you for the furniture. I trust to God that doesn't happen. That God give us a break, please.
Yeah, and then that drainage system you're talking about specifically for Pinewood, that happens, and you ask who should be responsible. Well, the developer, no? I mean, there should be they should step in and play a role. If only.
Been 50 years. I mean.
Well, it has been many. It has been many decades. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, let's move along. In this segment of the show, North Eleuthera Member of Parliament Sylvanus Petty launched last night. He officially launched his re-election bid. There was a meeting in North Eleuthera where I understand it was the turnout was quite impressive. And obviously whatever it is that was held, whether it was a town meeting, whatever sort of meeting it was billed to be, the response was quite encouraging for him. Let's take a look and then come back and talk about it afterward.
and I'm looking forward to earning your full support once more as we continue to build a stronger, united community of North Eleuthera and extend in the Bahamas.
And so, gentlemen, of course, you saw that. That was last night in North Eleuthera. Not sure the area in North Eleuthera, but in North Eleuthera last evening, those images came to me earlier today. And I'm like, hey, let's jump in and let's have a chat. And now, you all remember, just for sort of to lay the foundation of this discussion, recently he decided and made the announcement along with one or two other members of parliament that he would not be seeking re-election about a few weeks ago, let's say about 3 now. Some residents and community leaders of North Eleuthera asked the Prime Minister to a meeting in North Eleuthera, and this is what I was told and was also confirmed. Okay.
Yeah, they came to New Providence 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So it was confirmed also on this show as well by one of the aspirants of North Eleuthera, and said that the meeting took place. They spoke to the Prime Minister and said, Prime Minister, perhaps you can step in and ask the Member of Parliament to continue. This Member of Parliament obviously met with the Prime Minister and with those residents, and as you all saw what happened last evening. And so, gentlemen, let's just talk about Sylvanus Petty and the fact that he now is back in the race for the PLP to go into the next election.
Yeah, it's very interesting, you know. I don't know what caused him to change his mind. Obviously, he seems to be probably in good health, or decided that this is now the time to stay on the ship. But it's very interesting to see this, that he's being renominated or or seeking a renomination for the area. I understand he's a good MP. Obviously, the people have to make that decision. I hope that he's making a wise decision based on his own personal needs and all the other stuff, because obviously his haste to get out of the race and to not re-elect was evident when he made the statement, and it was with a high level of certainty at the time that we didn't have to question whether or not he was coming at that time. But now it seems that there's a change of course, and so let's see what happens from this.
You know, Mr. Petty was a very hard-working MP. In many instances, he used his own money to assist the people in that area, especially with BEC on water and sewage, with the dam, light and water situation that he was in, that was occurring in the area. He stepped to the plate. But a very decent man. I've met him many times. I campaigned with him. He called me about 2 weeks ago when the group came down to visit the PM and insisted that they send him back because of the stellar representation that he gave to his community. Obviously, from the amount of people that we saw at the rally last night, it's a good indication that the people are with him, heart and soul. I expect him to get a nomination for the PLP again, from the job that he's done. I know there's a couple other fellas there on the fringes looking to get a seat. But I see no reason why he should not be renominated for the effort that he put forward and the way that he carried himself in Parliament as the Deputy Speaker. He did a wonderful job as a Deputy Speaker, such a young man. He learned very quickly, and he had good decorum in Parliament. And I think he's deserving of a chance to represent his people again. He's a decent human being, and that's what we need, more good MPs to represent people.
Well, I'll tell you, he of course, you know the show. You can certainly purchase airtime. And I remember, not even recently, not as a part of his election bid to be re-elected. Yeah, he called for the show to go to North Eleuthera to address the illegal immigration issue in Harbour Island, to talk about water and sewage and the issue, ongoing issue with water, and then of course the BPL, and the North Eleuthera Airport. And so he's always been active, and going there with this show is when I learned of the kind of Member of Parliament that he is. And you're right, Leslie. I've heard people talk. There's a dock, not the main government dock in Harbour Island, but the one where the ferries go. I understand he did that out of his own pocket.
Yes,
and it's quite a nice area, and he's been working just over the hours and overnight to ensure that the water is on or it's turned back on. And this happened, of course, some time ago. So I was quite interested to watch this development and see what happens. Of course, we will continue to watch this race and see how this proceeds as the election season.
I've gotten calls from many of the pastors in that area.
Oh.
Before they came here, they wanted to see the PM. I said, what happens? he can't leave us because the job he has done, he's a young man. He has a long time to be in Parliament to represent us. And what he has shown us so far was goodwill and tenacity and hard work. And he isn't afraid to get down in his drains and help everybody out. And I think he's going to do a wonderful job. I see no reason why he should not get a nomination for his area.
Yeah, we will.
He's done very well.
We will, of
Very
course.
well.
That is one of the races we'll continue to watch. But I just wanted to kind of put it in there that, you know, he commissioned the show to go to North Eleuthera more than once to help him bring attention to issues that were happening in that area.
I don't get from too many MPs, eh?
No, I know he's quite happy to that. I think I've heard, we haven't been back as a show to North Eleuthera in a while, but I understand the North Eleuthera airport is now
in good working condition.
That's happening, and work is happening there. But again, that's one of the areas we'll watch. Listen, we're going to zero in on all these constituencies and the members of parliament and the candidates and all of this. We will do that. We will do that for you. Meanwhile, gentlemen, I know I should jump to Adrian White, but I will just go as I have it and then make my way there. So let's go here. Gentlemen, of course, we talk about on the show oftentimes accountability, inspections, oversight for various industries. We saw just 1 week ago today on the show, we talk about this 6-year-old who in Grand Bahama, a swing fell on him, and it turns out it was not, the preschool was not registered, and just a whole lot of stuff. We saw the video with the swing. It was not properly bolted, and again, so oversight, inspections. We'll get this, you all. 3 women.
Precious life lost.
Just unfortunate. And again, our thoughts with the family and our prayers. You all here in Nassau, though, just I think Wednesday, 3 women unconscious in a roadside eatery, found unconscious, you all, because of fumes they inhaled and lack of ventilation. You all, let's just talk about that and how that could have turned out so differently. Thank God they were discovered when they were. But the fact that these they started out as 99 cents breakfast, just set up as they want all over the place, and truly no real oversight to determine the fuel, the quality of the fuel, the space that these people have to work in to ensure that there's ventilation and safety.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is their personal business or they're working for somebody.
I think they were working, so we heard.
And if they were working for somebody, why the owners didn't ensure that these individuals were in an adequate, safe environment in order to perform their task. The other challenge is, we in this country don't take a lot of these things seriously. It's also, even when we have lightning storms, people outside acting as if it's a normal day. We just casual about very serious matters. You go to the gas station, people texting, or they standing near the pump while they're pumping gas on their phones. All these things that we don't think about that can create serious situations. And so we have to get serious about these types of things. And it's unfortunate that these ladies found themselves in that situation. I hope that they are doing much better, and thank God that they were found, actually.
But exactly.
We got to thank God that they were found before it got worse.
Yep.
Now, the Ministry of Environment is responsible for these small business entities that ply through the length and breadth of New Providence. The inspectors have a job to do. That's what they're paid to do. I think it's time that they have a component set up with maybe 5 or 6 men and women, east, west, north, and south. And their job is to see that those people are always compliant. Every week you have to go to, because every week they're serving the public. Every day they're serving the public. So you have an obligation to look after the public welfare. So I'm begging the minister responsible and the other senior members, get your team together and set them up to go into 4 different areas and cover New Providence properly.
Michael,
in the southeast, you may have to probably have 2 or 3 inspectors there, because the area is so massive. And you talk about Michael Road, you're talking about almost a third of New Providence,
Michael Turnquist said the evening that this happened, and we talked about it, they would come after. Those inspections happen, but they happen on the more established eateries. These are roadside vendors, and food trucks or some makeshift, whatever it is, get away with a lot more, because the thought in the Bahamians' minds is, oh man, leave them alone.
Obviously the gas tank was leaking. That's what happened.
Oh, that's what it is. Now that is frightening. That is frightening, and that could have been worse.
One match and you're gone.
And they tend to use those little burners and stuff like that. You turn it on, you eat the food, and boom. You know, it could have been
Very
a major
dangerous.
thing.
No,
Yeah.
Listen, we got to step to the plate, fellas.
No, we must,
Step to the plate,
and be unpopular if that's what it calls for.
You're pushing the government to give you more money. Do your job.
Yeah. Well,
Do your
listen,
job. I'm busy with the money now.
Yeah.
Don't get the
Well,
ball
we
kicked wrong.
didn't even talk about that. Listen, the fact is the government. Speaking of, then, since you brought it up, Leslie, the government in its bid to bring the public service up to where quasi-government corporations are in terms of pay, just turned into just one big wild ride for a moment. Your thoughts on how that played out? Everyone is saying, listen, all we've attempted, they said that is why many administrations left it alone, because it always turns into a mess. But it was an effort to ensure that that employee in the public service who is not perhaps seen or salary is this big and can't ever get a good raise outside of what the union negotiation is, that somehow they are given something to help them. And you all saw what how that played out.
You know, a couple of things. The union feels as if this attempt is to kind of union
To
bust.
what do they call again? To show them up, something like that. One up them or something.
Yeah, to have one up on them in that they don't even need the union in order to get salary increments. That's one issue. The other issue is obviously if you're going to do a salary scale thing, you need to, like, I know they're saying that it's being done across the board and they're trying to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. But when you do it, you will obviously forget one grouping over the next, and that creates a problem and it creates distrust. The other thing is when you talk about the challenges relative to this situation, this shows the amount of complaints that are happening is that people believe that the government is swinging them. Why? Because the government has made several statements in the past that did not fall through. In that when the current deputy made mention that money was in the bank, and then it turns out that there was no money in the bank, the Grand Bahama deal is still being delayed and all this other stuff. It creates distrust.
Yeah,
and in these instances,
rightfully
now when
so.
you have the situation, people
Rightfully
now
so.
feel like, hey, are we getting swing again? So you just don't know. You know, so we really gotta look at it.
I think this is a problem that we really need to pay attention to. Again, the government, people got to step to the plate. I was happy that the minister responsible for Labour did a wonderful job, and she gave it. And then Mike Halkitis came last night in an interview, and he sort of set the record straight. But the problem is, if you had this assessment done for the high echelon last year, and they're now getting a year's increment, and you're doing it for the others. Right. This year, people still asking why we only get 3 months. I mean, to be honest now,
Because it
being a former minister of the
was
government,
just done, completed this month.
but that should not give you an edge to get 9 months more pay than me.
Right, exactly.
All us do the same job. All us working.
Equitable.
You may have a master's degree and be smarter than me. I may be at the bottom, but my expenses is greater than yours.
Right.
I'm the guy paying rent every week.
Yeah.
So I urge the government, please, see if we can balance that out. You know, because I understand it's going to cost you more
Leslie,
to do that.
how can you
Because
balance
you
it
have-
out? How can you balance out a senior officer with someone else? You know this.
No, you balance it. I'm saying, listen, the parameters in this country are equal. Those at the top have been
Leslie,
sued. They have mortgage to
life
pay.
is not equal, man.
I'm just
I
saying.
wouldn't want
I'm just talking about
Leslie,
there's equilibrium
Leslie,
that flows in all our lives.
I disagree because it's almost like for participation, you get a medal, you get a medal, you get a
No,
that's not what he said.
No, that's not right. I didn't say that.
Well, I don't know what he's saying, but the people are going to get rewarded and
Yes.
compensated
Yes.
or given an increase based on where they are.
Yes.
Because there has to be a space built in there
Fine.
for hard work and
Fine.
aspiration.
Yes.
So you go and you further qualify yourself. You are given promotions and advantages, and your salary then reflects that.
Right.
But all I'm saying is that the fella at the bottom deserves the same amount of consideration to those at the top. If you're giving them a year, then I should get a year. Because no matter what job I'm doing, I'm still working the 8 hours that government I'm prescribed on a daily basis.
Well, the way I understood why the senior staff got the 9 month retroactive pay is because their study or survey rather
Yes.
was completed from last September.
Fine.
These ones The junior staff,
Yes.
their survey was completed in September
That has nothing to do with it.
2025.
That still creates a problem.
It's still creating a problem because
Yeah.
you are depriving me of 9 months.
Let's move on.
Right.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Hey,
Let's
you're
talk-
getting
let's
that
talk-
cannot
let's
be
talk-
right.
But you know the biggest
because
question
we are
I
not-
have-
Glenn,
Can't be right.
Glenroy is one host. Thanks.
How they paying for this?
You
How
keep
the government paying for this?
You keep your mouth closed because let's
I'm the
speak.
teachers.
Leslie, it's me. It's me.
Yes,
Thanks.
ma'am.
It's me.
Yes,
If I
ma'am.
hear you all, then try. Speaking of how you paying for this, how does the FNM, if elected, plan on paying for this? Adrian White, Member of Parliament for St. Anne's. I never heard of him being the Shadow Minister of Housing or anything, so I don't know if he gave
could be
this.
anything he wants
I don't
to
know
be.
if he gave this real thought.
Yeah.
But Adrian White this week
Man, he ain't no
has
great
said
thinker, but-
that the Free National Movement, if elected, will build between 1,000 and 2,000 homes a year. You all, let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. Is an
in which lifetime?
This is the same one. This is an ambitious undertaking, and I don't know if it's just words, because everybody can speak those. I don't know if it's just words to throw out there so that it gets people's attention. But people, as you both rightly say, people tired of words. People want to know what you're saying is doable and it's truthful and it's genuine, so that if indeed you are elected, this is exactly what you're going to start working on from day one.
Well, the reality is governments, whatever they prioritize, it becomes the priority. And so if that is the government of the FNM's role in terms of what their decision is, that's what they're going to prioritize, I'm certain that they could achieve it.
Tingham,
obviously-
2,000 houses a year?
Obviously,
2,000?
Obviously, it's a big undertaking, but keep
Glenroy,
in mind,
2,000,
but based
not
on
100.
yeah, but based on it, see, you're thinking across the board, every house is the same, and it's going to be it's for everybody. The housing initiative, from what I understand, is going to be matching levels of income. So, for example, if you make X amount of money, you qualified for this level of home, and the house is going to be built to suit that level of income. And so, if you do it on a tiered, but if you do it on a tiered scale, you can
that same
achieve it.
tiered scale is exactly what's happening in the public service. But carry on. Go ahead.
But to some extent, but this reality exists in the Bahamas. Bahamians need homes, and the fact is that there are so many people are being overcharged in these high rental income places. We need to fix this problem. I mean, people paying $1,200 and $1,500, $1,300 on two-bedroom apartment. They're getting ripped off
for one bedroom.
It's criminal. Yes. Listen, I mean, I don't know where Adrian White comes from. Maybe you're David E.T. and them brothers, right? In the last 5 years of governance, the FNM didn't build one single house.
They couldn't.
They couldn't. I accept that.
Right.
But they have never concentrated on building homes since the Right Honorable Prime Minister Hubert Ingram, who was the initiator for all the houses up there in the Elizabeth Estates. He was the minister at that time, you know.
Right.
Did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Okay? No one in the FNM has paid any attention to the underprivileged people in this country who are in dire need of houses. During Mr. Ingram's tenure from 2007 to 2012, no house was built because the minister who was responsible didn't do anything. You know what it takes to build 2,000 houses in a year?
A year.
They better ask the Chinese who are at the stadium now, please don't leave, sir.
No, they better
The Bahamians
not
don't have the capability to produce that. And remember, the average 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home is going to cost you minimum $200,000 with the government providing the land
they are no
for
longer
free.
low-cost homes.
They ain't no low cost.
We had a video this
For
week.
free.
Justin, I wish you had this video, and I knew that we were going to really get into this discussion, so you can play that. I'll tell you this, and listen, this show carries no water for the Ministry of Housing. I saw the video. I took it upon myself to say, since Adrian said this, let me look at what housing is doing before
you see what the minister is doing now.
Before I attack them.
Doing a hell of a job.
And so before I could have attacked them, I got these videos that were circulating on WhatsApp about they're now building, well, they've built already a number of houses and people have keys for homes.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about houses that are complete, houses that are on their way to completion, and get this, you all, rent-to-own condominiums. I have reached out and say, listen, you all, you've got to come tell the Bahamian people about this, because the Bahamian people need access to these homes. How can they apply? How can they get on wherever they fall in? As Glenroy said, the tiered system, wherever they find themselves, they want access to it. And so the Ministry of Housing, you've got to now come out and begin talking to the people so that they can know how to apply and qualify for wherever it is they fit in. But I saw them and they look quite nice. I was stunned. I didn't know this was happening around us.
Do
but
you
again,
realize that
nobody
that,
knows.
that right
Nobody
now,
knew.
You have people who've been waiting for houses now from government for the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
as we speak, 15 is common that they put an application, can't get a home.
Yeah.
I want to recommend to the government again, please try to get the Chinese who are here fixing the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
We sure
Yes,
we want that?
yes, because the Bahamians are not capable of building houses. They built to the standard, but the houses that are needed, there's a dire need to get those people in homes.
No, for sure.
Because it's so unfair.
We do,
that
but
when I go to Stapleton Gardens last week, we were there.
Yeah.
$1,800 for 2-bedroom. Come on, please.
Man, that's robbery.
And not only that, nobody, people have said, Mr. Miller,
Yeah.
I'm not renting no Bahamian.
Right.
I got
That's
Airbnb.
another
I don't need them no
That's
more.
another thing. And guess what?
Okay.
Landlords are within their right to say that. Because we all know, it's the worst kept secret that Bahamians that intentionally destroy your investment.
No. I don't agree with that.
No. But under the rental agreement that we came up with in 2003, okay, it is unfair for you to have a 30-year-old apartment in Stapleton Gardens anywhere in this country that you already paid for.
Right.
The rent used to be $600
Right.
for 1 bedroom,
Right.
and now it's 12.
Right.
True.
That's criminal.
It is.
And they should go to court.
Yeah.
They should bring the hammer down on them.
I agree.
Okay? And
Gentlemen.
it's not fair to our poor people, man.
I agree.
You guys gotta have a conscience.
I
sure.
agree.
You gotta have a damn conscience.
I
You
agree.
got
We
none.
will, listen, like the immigration discussion, the housing discussion will continue. That's for sure. We know that. Listen, I thank you both very much. Leslie Miller, Glenroy Pratt, thank you so much. Don't go anywhere, y'all. When we come back, we're going to shift gears and welcome the police right here on the show. Yep, they have good news to talk about tonight. It's all coming up after the break.
My late husband, Tyrone Albury, had a passion for brewing beer at home. We found one of his recipes and we started on the stovetop with 1 gallon of beer. It was a hobby that turned into a passion project that turned completely out of control. We had to make a decision whether or not we were going to continue home brewing or open a brewery. So craft beer is basically brewing a very small batch of beer. Every individual batch of beer is going to be slightly different.
We're always trying to figure out what the next best beer is going to be.
Just the sheer amount of love and effort that goes into every brew. It's a science, really, to selecting the right grains and the hops, and then expanding on some of the normals.
Really, in the last couple of years, we've had a lot more of the locals that have found our location.
They realize that there is a fuller flavor beer out there, and we take pride in that. When we first started the concept of the brewery and we were looking for funding, it was the SBDC that we leaned on to help me push through at times when I wanted to give up, to tell me when I was making mistakes, and for that, I am grateful. So I would encourage all entrepreneurs, if you're looking for funding, mentorship, and encouragement to launch your new business idea, I would encourage you to contact the SBDC.
Are you ready to take the next step in growing your business? Check your eligibility for our guaranteed loan program at sbdcbahamas.com/GLP or call 461-7232 to learn more about how the SBDC can support your business.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Beyond the Headlines is now introducing powerful TV advertising opportunities made just for you. Choose our television ad package, 20 30-second ads for $2,000 or 20 60-second ads for $2,500 plus VAT. Prefer flexibility? Go a la carte. Just $150 for a 30-second ad or $200 for a 60-second ad. Step into the spotlight with our interview package. One 15-minute interview for $500 or 4 for $15 per month. Or bring Beyond the Headlines directly to you with our live on location package, only $2,600 plus VAT. For more information, contact our sales agent at 242-466-6173.
Segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Thank you so much for continuing to stay tuned. We're going to shift gears in this segment and speak with the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Next weekend, the Royal Bahamas Police Force is putting on a major event, and for a good cause. Here it is, right here. It is the Royal Bahamas Police Force's Family Fun Day Stakeout and Raffle, and they want you to bring the entire family and come and have a good time. It's being held at the Police Training College grounds. Now, let me tell you what this is about. This is obviously to assist with raising monies for a good cause, for the welfare fund. You know, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, they put themselves on the front line for us, oftentimes, and they just want to kind of just ensure that everything is in place, that when an officer needs help, he or she is able to tap into that fund. And so we're going to talk about that this evening in this segment. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Inspector Gerard Culmer and Chief Superintendent Lily Smith. Good evening to both of you officers. It's great to have you both here. I'm happy to talk about this Family Fun Day that you all are hosting next weekend. And so let's get right into it. Let's just talk about, is this the first one of its kind?
No, good afternoon, Bahamas. Good night, Bahamas. Thank you, Shanique, for bringing us on. This is actually the annual one. I think it's the fourth one, stand corrected.
Yes, sir.
And it's in need of a very important matter, our welfare fund. You know, a lot of officers are going through medical problems and they need assistance. So the commissioners, current and past, has therefore just initiated a welfare fund so she could assist officers in their time of need.
Mm-hmm. So this is nothing new, but it's something to obviously keep that fund nicely replenished.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let's just talk about the inspiration for this, and why is it important to ensure that officers are helped. I mean, you all sacrifice a lot. You all, obviously, many people feel aren't even paid the way you should be, because you put yourself on the front line for years. This is a career for many officers, and why this initiative is important.
This initiative is very important because it actually also gives officers opportunity to get to know each other's family members. Bring everybody together. So it's a fun day. So we encourage officers, including members of the public, to also bring their family, their wives, their children, because you never know who might be your cousin or he may be your uncle, because this is a small country. So we just want to continue to build a camaraderie between members of the public and the police, and let them know we are your police.
You're right. The police is here while you all wear a different hat, oftentimes, in terms of going out there and enforcing the law, and necessarily so. There's another aspect you want the public just to be more comfortable with, eh? And the fact is the police are your friends. You're human beings and Bahamians just like the rest of us.
So this stakeout, actually, we will have chicken, fish, and steak. Therefore, there's a low cost of $20. And
go ahead.
And we would also have a raffle on a fun day. I will let my colleagues elaborate on that, because we also have a kiddie con. We'll have like a kiddie city.
Yeah.
That's how much bounce and castles. That's why we're encouraging you to bring your family members with it.
Yes. Now, jump in right here, Chief Superintendent Lily Smith, and tell us just more about, like, I wanted, you know, the inspector to just give people an idea. Oftentimes the police come across as quite antagonistic. There's this love-hate relationship in many quarters against the police. But this is an opportunity to come out next Saturday and understand, shake hands, smile, talk, and also understand that there is that level of authority there, but also, again, that these people are just like you, your neighbors, your family, all the rest of it, just trying to get a job done in the Bahamas.
Yes, good evening, Shanika, and good evening, Bahamas. And just as you've said, note that the police come from the public. The public is the police, and the police are the public. And as you said, your local police, they come from your neighborhood. So when we go out and we look to hire, we come into your communities. So we come in asking you to come on the 4th of October, to come and fellowship with your local police, support the fund. We can look at Dorian. We can look at the COVID-19 pandemic just a short while ago. Many of our officers, they too hurt and felt that pain from those events. And the fund supported them, especially those persons from Dorian, our officers from Dorian, who lost everything
So
in
those
the Northern
ones
Bahamas.
and those ones in like Abaco and Grand Bahama,
Yes.
they really benefited from this fund.
Yes, they did. They benefited from the fund. So now we need to replenish our fund. So we're just asking our members of the public to come and support us. All right. I know most times we meet the members of the public on the worst days of their lives, going through certain situations, and we as police officers, we have to put our issues aside to commit to what we have committed to in dealing with members of the public. So we're just asking you to support us on Saturday, October 4th.
Yes. Yeah. Now, you know, we're going to get in another officer here to join us because there are so many elements that's going to happen on next Saturday. They have this really planned to a T, almost like a nice fair atmosphere that they have planned. And so we're going to hear from them. But I want to ask you, Inspector Culmer, as we wait to welcome in the next officer, I'd like to ask you this. Let's talk about the family aspect of this because you kind of jumped ahead and talk about the activities for kids and whatnot. But let's just speak to families and urge them not only to attend, but why it's just a nice thing for them to attend. We're always looking for something nice and wholesome to have a family atmosphere and event to attend.
It will be very beneficial for you to bring your family members out because it's an opportunity for you to embrace the children. It'll be a nice, fun atmosphere. You can let the kids run up and down in a confined, protected environment at Police Training College, we're on University Drive, where we'll have events for everybody. We will also have events as far as activities. We will also be having a simulation firearm session where they are using blanks or something along that aspect. We will even have a game room, a game trailer, actually, it's more than a room, game trailer, where we'll be allowed to do all kind of stuff. We also have, like I say, a kiddie city.
Yeah.
We'll have numerous...
Oh, let's talk about that, because I've seen some community events recently, and the level of games they have on those parks, especially for the kids. Like, these are brand new games that the kids love. They've fallen in love with it. I have not seen them before. And so now you termed it a kiddie city. That's going to be there as well on those grounds.
Yes, ma'am, there will be. Then we also, we didn't forget the older or hard persons. We will have games like bingo, we'll have our raffle, we'll have numerous events. But the main thing about the whole fun day is our music selection. We have so much great artists, and that's why I let Sergeant Roll speak.
There are several artists going to be there as well.
Several artists, several local bands.
This is good. Sergeant Roll, I welcome to be on the headlines. I'm happy to bring you into this discussion because, again, we're talking about the Royal Bahamas Police Force's Family Fun Day. It happens next Saturday. Sergeant Roll, jump in and give us an idea about the entertainment.
Good afternoon, Shanika, Bahamas. It's going to be a family fun-filled, orientated. Everybody to come out and enjoy the live entertainment by our school and youth bands. We will have the GHS Magic School Band, the pop band that is. We'll also have the Eva Hilton, that's the Rakin Square Band, the Yellow Elder Primary School Choir, and also we'll have the Elevation Band. This is a R.M. Bailey. We'll also be followed by the military pop bands. We'll have
Military
the Bahamas.
Who are they? I have not heard of a lot of these bands.
Bahamas Department of Correctional Services.
Yes.
And then we'll also have the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band and our very own, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Pop Band and Marching Band. Followed by our guest artists. You don't want to miss this. Bishop Lawrence Roll is going to be in the building.
It's the same thing. Hey, listen, you all know for that alone. By the way, officers, and I ain't trying to get y'all because I know y'all don't discuss and bear from what y'all come to discuss. He is still a member of the fold.
Correct.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask. But listen, once again, this is really for a good cause. Yes, you're going to come there and have fun and be able to speak with your favorite police officer or your favorite division and division head officer. But this is really to help them replenish the fund that goes into assisting officers across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It happens next Saturday on the grounds of the Police Training College. Once again, here's that flyer so that you can just ensure that you are there and you know it's safe. It's the police. So you know there's no reason to scratch your head about that because it's going to be nice and safe. Inspector Culmer, let's just talk about the various elements that are there and how else you've assisted officers over the years.
We've assisted officers over there in numerous events as far as we have our police staff association who also helps officers. Like example, we just had the back to school, and therefore the police
The
staff.
police had its back to school?
The police, the urban renewal section.
Right.
I think they partnership with the Ministry of Social Services, and they did a big hoopla at the Windsor Park. I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have our police staff association who've always helped officers who need some assistance. We get their kids ready to school, help with uniforms, books, bags, and various aspects of it.
There truly is that community element of policing that exists in the Bahamas.
Yes, ma'am. Like Chief Superintendent Lily Smith said, we all come from one community. So therefore, for us to properly police the community, we need to make sure the community are safe and sound and including our own homes.
Really awesome. Chief Superintendent, it's good to welcome you back here. Of course, we just had the inspector come in and the sergeant rather come in and talk about the entertainment element. But I want to ask you about that. Is this going to be duplicated in perhaps in another island? I know this next Saturday involves the entire force, but is another island perhaps going to put on something similar?
Not at this time, but that is always in the works for us because, community engagement is a part of the policing plan of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So this is one of the areas where we engage members of the public. So we want them to see our relaxed side. Like you said, let me say, with our bingo, if you are just renting a new apartment, I can tell you a $5, $10, $20 card, you can get either a microwave, a whole pot. You can furnish your entire apartment.
Listen, she went into the prizes that are attached to the raffle. Let's just hear about some of these
bingo.
prizes.
That's not even the raffle yet. That's just
there
bingo.
are various games.
Yes, ma'am. There's
Go
bingo.
ahead,
Then you
Chief
have
Superintendent.
hoopla.
Yes.
So with the hoopla, there's no dollar shop prizes on this hoopla table, Shanique. You can also outfit your house if you want to clean, vacuum out your car. If you want to shave your face for men, we have prizes for all ages on the hoopla table. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now with the raffle, oh my. So if you're tired of driving that broken down vehicle, the grand prize for the raffle,
Oh, let's hear it.
we have a brand new, well, I don't know if it's brand new, but it's a mint condition Honda vehicle.
Yeah, I know that, because I hear about Honda in a minute. No, but it could be.
It's excellent condition.
Excellent
then if you feel like
yes.
going on a cruise, and if you feel like traveling, your passport ready, we have all those prizes to win for $10. Raffle tickets are $10 each.
Yes. Listen, you need to, I'll tell you this, you all, Leslie and Glenroy are still in the building. Y'all don't leave. Hurry, catch them up and ask them and make them get a couple, you see, I'm trying to help out already. Make them get a few of the raffle tickets. How about that? That's all I'm saying. Just tax those gentlemen before you all leave the building and they leave the building. Once again, please give us the location, the times, and again, extend this invitation to the public.
Okay, well, the Stakeout and Family Fun Day will commence at 12 o'clock on the 4th of October. That's next week, Saturday. And it starts, we'll have a DJ playing, so while you're waiting to get your food, we have various...
No, go back to the food, because you see you jump ahead initially, and so go back and let them know as I hold this up.
And if I may, to go on with the food, we have your succulent steaks. You don't have to use no tough teeth to get it to tear it. No concrete to tear it.
Now, mind you, you're always to the cook. I don't.
Yes.
Yes,
that hasn't changed, Ms. Miller. That has not changed.
Police force, you all got it.
We know how to throw down.
Yes,
we cook some food. Make it ask your mother what you was cooking all them
years.
What's
going on?
What's going on in this house?
Yes.
So, the food is going to be awesome. In addition to that, conch fritters. These, flitters. These are conch fritters.
Wow.
All right.
Conky conch fritters.
Conky. Triple conch on that. Triple conch fritters. Okay. You have your pastries. Any hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids, and there's a little kick at the kiddie corner. It's free. Face painting, all that stuff like that. The kiddies are going to enjoy. So while the adults
not
enjoy,
just the games and the nice toys for them, but also just wonderful because they love that too.
Exactly.
So really a nice, well-rounded afternoon from midday straight into early evening.
Straight into the evening, almost 12 o'clock midnight. Because after we finish with the raffle, we're gonna now with the entertainment. You party all night. The concert.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
It's party all night.
It's a
so
concert.
because you want to enjoy yourself after you win all those prizes, you just want to spend all your money with us to ensure that our welfare fund is
sounds like a good idea.
Replenished.
Yes.
Absolutely. And for those, if you run out of cash, because we have what we call the raffle, the box for the event, we're not using cash. So if you don't bring any money and you have your card, We have machines there that you're going to be able to buy. So we're thinking of all things you need to ensure.
It's all covered, yes.
So you don't have to leave. When you enter number 63 University Drive at the Police Training College, you're going to meet an environment that is totally transformed. So you're going to come into that village of just having fun, enjoying yourself, and interacting with your local police officer and the Commissioner of Police.
Absolutely. Again, it's safe. It's a wonderful opportunity to go and have good family fun, to just meet and perhaps reintroduce yourself to your police officers and just have a good time, and to know that at the bottom of it all, you are doing an amazing thing for our men and women in uniform. Inspector, I give you an opportunity to have a wrap-up comment as well as Chief Superintendent.
Okay, we just want to invite everybody out so they could like the host said, Shanique Miller said, give you the opportunity to meet your OC, the OC of your various divisions, so you could actually have a one-on-one with them, tell them your concerns, your area, so we can move forward and we can better help you. So I would encourage everybody out there. Starts at 12. The big party starts at 3 o'clock. All the artists we have. So just come forward. Can't wait to see you.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. I am the officer in charge of the Southeastern Division. That's all locals know that South Beach Police Station. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all. And just come on down to the hoopla table, because that's where I am going to be.
Oh,
so
you're manning it.
Yes, I am manning it to help you win all those great prizes that we have for you.
Yes,
so thank you again in advance, members of the public and Beyond the Headlines, Shanique Miller, for allowing us the opportunity to come on your show and to speak to this event and invite members of the public to attend. Thank you.
You both are welcome. Of course, the sergeant who also came in and talked about the entertainment. I thank you all so much. A wonderful event. Don't forget, you all, this is just 1 week from tomorrow. This is next Saturday, October 4th at the Police Training College grounds. A nice day of family fun, and know that you are helping officers as they often sacrifice and help us any time of the day or night. And so here's your opportunity to give back and to say thank you, as well as have a ton of fun at the same time. I thank you, officers, very, very much. Of course, thank you at the top of tonight's show, meteorologist Wayne Neely, of course, Leslie Miller and Glenroy Pratt. Thank you both as well. And of course, the officers here who joined me in this segment. And a big, big thank you to all of you this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in all week long and hanging out. I look forward to seeing you right back here on Monday evening for the entire Beyond the Headlines team. I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a blessed weekend, everyone.